Hello, everybody. Welcome to the United Front. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just been a while since I've been away from YouTube. But yeah, a lot of things have happened since my absent. Obviously, the video here with that I'm sharing with you today is United's worst season in a review, and I wanted to get my views on it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I know I've been away for a while, but um, here I am. So let's get started with the show today. So I wanted to talk about, you know, what's the first thing we can talk about is the league. I mean, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see United not only be worse, but get even worse from a previous season. What was it, 15th? I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it, 14, 15, 16. It's still embarrassing. And I think when you look at United this season, I mean, we just kept getting being easy. And obviously, the last time I recorded was against Brighton. That was our first loss of 2025. And if you go before that, I mean, we started the year with 2-2 against Liverpool, beat Arsenal in the FA Cup, and beat Southampton in the league. And obviously, everyone's thinking, oh, is this a turning point for United? And it didn't go. And obviously, after we lost to Brighton, it just became such a regular thing. I mean, last season we finished under Ten Hag, eighth? And the United players, decided to say, you know what, let's even become more worse. And they did that by finishing, 15th? And obviously there's this whole debate about, should United be considered a big club? Now, it really doesn't make sense because when Liverpool, look, obviously, I'm gonna go talk about another team, not criticizing them, but I know Liverpool never finished 15th, but when Liverpool weren't even getting into the top four, what did people decide to say? You know, we should stop considering Liverpool as a big club. I don't think so, unless you're a United fan, because obviously at the time Liverpool weren't great. United were, you could probably say, better than them, but no one was still saying Liverpool are still a great club. Look, these things happen within clubs. You have your downfalls and then you have your ups. And right now, for the last since Sir Alex left, I mean, we've just been in the gutter. And honestly, managers have come through like Moyes, Mourinho, Van Gaal, Oli, Ten Hag, and obviously now Amorim. Now, and people are figuring out, when am I United gonna come back? I know there's obviously other reasons to say when Manchester United. Well, who can you blame on Manchester United? Could you say it's the Glazers? Could you say it's Ineos? Could you say it's the manager? Could you say it's the player? There's a lot of stuff, But the thing with Man United is we're not even doing the basic principles, which is obviously off the pitch, doing great business and all, and making profit on signings that we signed before, and try making a profit of how much we can make out of them, and obviously on the pitch is getting results. This season wasn't the case. I mean, what was it? It was absolute a shit show. United. What I think there's a record for United. So there's been 6 teams that have done the double over United, and that's the most, I think, probably since Premier League, yeah, but probably before the Premier League even happened. And I think, who did we lose to? So there was 6. So there was Wolves, there was Forest, there was Newcastle, there was Brighton, there was trying to think. There was West Ham and who did I say as well? I know there was another team. I don't know who it was. Oh my god. Oh, Tottenham, yeah, Tottenham. How could I forget them? I mean, the team that done what, 4 wins over us, including the Europa League, which I'll get onto. But it's not even that as well. I mean, what really annoyed me about us in the league is that our mentality. And our mentality towards the big teams, oh, we can what step up to what Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, but to teams that we should that Man United fans or any other um person who's involved in football didn't expect Man United to win. But guess what? Man United decide to, you know, make the underdog an absolute like they would make underdogs the favourites. It's unreal. Man United the type of team to show up for the big games but take it easy on certain teams that they should beat but they don't beat. I mean, it's just unreal. And you know what it is? Like, their favorite word is just inconsistency. Like, what do I say? We beat as I say, we beat I'm sorry, we didn't beat Liverpool. We drew with Liverpool. We beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. Beat Southampton, only to lose to Brighton. And then if I remember, we kept losing game after game after game. And even going to Old Trafford, you don't get that fear factor like how you have in Anfield, with the atmosphere, and it's not an easy place to go. It's so easy for teams to come to United that spark, that fear, I say, it's just gone. It's just gone, and I mean, it's just honestly absolutely finishing 50. And look, I know people can say blame on Amorim, who I will get onto later, but you need to look at yourself. You need to blame the players as well. I remember when we played West Ham, which was Ten Hag's last game, and I knew the way these guys played, especially in that first half. That was the type of performance to get a manager sacked. And if you don't believe me, look at Ollie's last game against Watford. What, we lost 4-1. That was the type of performance to get the manager sacked. And obviously Ollie was under pressure, but Ten Hag, I mean, we should have won that game against West Ham anyway, but I mean, what, we couldn't finish to save our lives. So how did you expect these players to save a manager's job on the line? I mean, it just pissed me off. And guess what? Ten Hag got sacked. I think Rude was involved, and we scored what, 5 goals. So what? You're telling me these guys remember how to score goals, but they couldn't score against West Ham? I mean, it's like this team can go in. Like this team should even be called Manchester United. It should be called other names apart from United, like, I don't know, fucking went to turn up FC, small mentality FC, MILF FC, whatever you want to call it, but they shouldn't call yourself Manchester United as a club, because you're not showing it. I mean, the amount of times this team got screwed, it's unreal. I mean, what they been what they be beaten more times than fucking OnlyFans stars. It's unreal. I mean, how, I'm just checking how many losses did we lose? I think it's probably 19. So we were almost close to 20. Where are we? Wow, I need to scroll down. That's how shit we were. 18 losses, 11 wins, and 9 draws. I mean, now what can you say? I mean, how does Amorim go from here to next season? Which is the question. But honestly, finishing 15th in our worst ever season, even in the Premier League history, it's just diabolical. I mean, we made all these signings like Ugarte, De Ligt, Yoro, Mazraoui, Xerxes, and you're thinking, you know what? This was probably a transfer window which was actually good. And somehow that transfer window didn't even make it happen. Like, it didn't even affect it. It just made us worse. So, I mean, honestly, how do we go from next season? I don't know. But, anyway, going on to the Europa League. I mean, you know what? I mean, Europa League was obviously our chance to salvage this... for us to save the season, and we couldn't do that. I mean, what? We were unbeaten in Europe for what? Just so we can lose to Tottenham? I'm not disrespecting Tottenham in any means necessary. Congrats, obviously, for them winning it anyway. But you're telling me you guys were unbeaten throughout the tournament. You guys beat Leon, which that famous comeback would it won't mean anything. Because you're telling me that famous comeback against Leon and then beating Sociedad only to lose to Spurs. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Again, I'll use another team like Liverpool. When Liverpool lost 3-0 at the Camp Nou to Barcelona, which was 3-0, what did they do? Turn up and beat them 4-0. If they'd done that and lost the final, I don't think Liverpool fans would say, well, it was amazing, but it's not special no more because we didn't win the Champions League. But they did win the Champions League, and obviously that's why it's considered it's up there right there with Istanbul. Had we won that, it would have been one of our greatest games of all time. Because we didn't win the Europa League and we did all that just to only lose to Spurs, it's just what a waste of time that was. There was no point of even time. It's amazing because the players that did so well in that competition, like Ahmad, Casemiro, Bruno, they became our worst players in that final. And you're telling me that you guys couldn't turn up for our biggest game of the season. So all that, Sociedad, Leon, the group stage games, it was all for nothing. It was an absolute waste of time. And, and I know people will say, oh, but Tottenham didn't even try and win. I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. No one cares about how the game was played. They only care about the result. So when people say, oh, Tottenham beat Man United 1-0, they won't care how Tottenham won. Tottenham won. That's the only difference. We didn't win. And I understand we were the only team trying to win because in terms of the way Tottenham were trying to play, I mean what? It took me 10 minutes to realise how Tottenham were trying to play. Playing a deep blind, but no. Bruno wanted to play Hollywood passes as if they were playing a high line, and then someone like Ahmed or Højlund running in behind and trying getting the chances. It wasn't working. And we made one mistake which costed the goal and costed us the final. I know we were trying to be the team to actually win the game, but we couldn't what? We couldn't take our chances. This was the problem. The difference between last season and this season. Last season was about defensively, and defensively because of the amount of injuries we had, and we were playing a back two. Just imagine. I'm just realizing this. Just imagine if Amorim played that season and he had a lot of injuries to his back three, and don't forget he plays an extra centre back more than Ten Hag. Just imagine. And Ten Hag was playing a back two, and what? Johnny Evans was getting injured. That just shows how bad our injury record was. So last season was about defensively. This season was about not being clinical in front of goal. Wasting chances and what? And look, I'm not going to say, defensively we weren't bad. I think defensively we were good. The only thing that was defensively bad about us was Onana costing us goals. Not a surprise, but this is why obviously we have to sign players, and hopefully before pre-season we get the players that we want, and obviously even before we kick off against Arsenal we get the players that we want. Obviously the striker, the two number 10s, probably a midfielder, probably a goalkeeper. But I mean, scoring goals has always been a problem for us. I know last season we probably scored 10, 15 goals more than this season, but there have been times where we should have won games. I remember I thought West Ham was probably one of those games where we should have won. Where in fact up there with West Ham was Wolves at Old Trafford. It needed a Pablo Sarabia free kick for them to win the game, even though we dominated. But it doesn't matter because no one cares about the result. No one cares about how the game was played. It's all about the result. So, and it's crazy because after the final, I, you know what it is. The difference with this final and 2021 final against Villarreal, I was crying in that final because, it was the final, and obviously, I think it was my first final of watching as a United fans. I supported United since 2018. If you don't know, and I was obviously heartbroken. Probably the third time I've ever been heartbroken in my life. Um, but yeah, but compared that with this season, I wasn't even crying. I was just it. This is who we are. This is who we are. Like uh, when that final whistle blew, that was it. We weren't gonna be in European football. This was officially our worst season of all time, and you didn't know what to do. And obviously, for those people that do mainstream, obviously, the people that they work with, obviously, getting bantered. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't a nice feeling for them. But this was just our worst season. After losing the final, you felt demoralized. You felt like, will you even be excited for next season? You know. So, but yeah, I want to talk about Amorim. Um, Look, I think Amorim is probably one of those probably our most. I feel sorry for Amorim. That's just all I want to say. Now I know it might get into people's heads saying, especially the Amorim outers, but I just want to say something. Is it Amorim's fault or is it Ineos's fault? And what I think of this, I think is Ineos's fault because when Ten Hag got sacked and we were looking for managers, and obviously Amorim was on the list, Ruud was interim manager. Now, I wanted Ruud to finish the season, like end the season, because you could probably say that season was a write-off. But my only worry was, let's just say if Ruud van Nistelrooy finished the season well, did that mean that he would be Manchester United manager? Because that happened under Oli. I remember his first game was against Cardiff, against Neil Warnock's side, and he started well, and then he became Manchester United manager. So I didn't want it to be more of a deja vu with Ruud van Nistelrooy. But Ineos got him, and the thing is as well, because Amorim plays a way different formation and system compared to previous managers, and we played a back four at Man United since Premier League history, even before that. Last time we played on a one-off game was against Liverpool 4-0. I think it was Rannick, so yeah. But Amorim came in, drew against Ipswich, and we knew it was going to be a while. And people saying that, oh, look at Amorim, look at other teams doing so well, but Amorim's doing shit against, with United. Now, I want to say this, yeah. How can Amorim take this team and you expect him to have a manager bounce if that team has been used to playing back four for what? Some of these players, been here for United for 5 years? If most of these players have been playing back four, how do you expect them to already play a back three and start playing tiki-taka football, whatever? That's not how it works. Man United went from back four to back three, and people assuming that they should be playing well. I love using Liverpool, but it's just a great example because despite being our rivals, they're just a team that shows why they're in a great place. Let's just say Jurgen Klopp finished. Let's just say he left Liverpool halfway through the season, and Arne Slot came in, and they're playing well. They're only playing well because they're playing a back four. The only difference between Klopp and Arne Slot is Klopp used to play one pivot. Arne Slot plays with two. That's probably the only difference. And obviously with Klopp, his team was more pressing than and more hard working than Slot was. Now compare that with obviously Ten Hag and previous managers from back four, and you expect someone like Amorim who plays a different formation, a different style of play, and Manchester United is supposed to be a team already. He's got players that can't even play in that system. I mean, look, obviously, look, Amrin has flaws himself, but who doesn't? Every manager has flaws, and obviously some of these flaws he has is annoying for me because like playing Bruno, his bias against Portuguese players, playing the wrong team. I mean, what can you say? You know, so I'm not saying Amrin is just like he's just 100% in the right. No, there have been times where Amrin's done wrong, picked the wrong team, continuously playing Bruno in the eight, which is so frustrating. Um, but look, I want him to do well as a manager. I do want him to do well as a manager, and hopefully I hope he gets these players. But this is the thing as well. We got dickheads that own in this club and don't know shit about football. And what's more ironic is that Ineos signed him. This was more like a signing for Ineos, because this is Amrin is Ineos's man, and you're not backing him. So I don't really understand how you expect Amorim to do so well. And if he doesn't have players that he wants for pre-season, don't be surprised if we finish bad again. Because there's a reason why we finished 15th, and it's just so annoying. Like, he doesn't have the players. So, but I do hope, look, I did hope with every manager that we had before, with Ten Hag, Oli, but I do hope he takes Manchester United back. I don't know how long is it gonna be, but hopefully it'll be soon. Not very very soon. I'm not deluded. But yeah. Anyway, expectations for the season. Wow. I don't know. You know what? What really pissed me off is it's the 13th of July. It's been a month since the fixtures have been released, I think. No, actually, it came out the 18th of June, so I correct myself. But it's been almost a month since these fixtures have been released. And before the fixtures were released, our negotiations, our speed in going for transfers has been absolutely slow. It's been absolutely slow. Till the fixtures come in now, you get Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, City, and Chelsea as your first 5 games. Oh no! And you probably think to yourself, you know what? Probably Sir Jim is probably crapping his pants by now. No, after the fixtures were released, we're still going on the same speed, and we're thinking to ourselves, do these managers not know who we got in our first game? And it's fucking against Arsenal. I mean, I think we've got the toughest fixtures, if I'm correct. I mean, some people would say Arsenal, but we got 3 of the big 5 in Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man City. And don't forget as well, we got Liverpool as our 8th game. So that even makes it more hard for us as well. So, and this just shows how unserious Ineos are, because as United fans, we'd be looking at that and thinking, Ineos better get signings in quickly. And hopefully these fixtures motivate them to get transfers in quickly and possibly soon. But no, we're still in the same we're still on the same speed. So, but I mean, my expectations, look, it could be unrealistic, but my expectations, I think, finishing in the top 5. That's it, just top 5. Or I have another one, finishing in the top 6, but winning either the League Cup or FA Cup. That's about it. So that's probably my expectations, but knowing United, the business they're making, you don't think that's even possible. So I don't know. I just think it's unrealistic that we might even get in the Champions League spot. But who knows? If the English teams do good in the Champions League, then 5th spot will be for us again, and we do need that 5th spot, because we're losing so much revenue. I've heard obviously the new format of the Champions League. And you're getting 100 million even if you get out of the group stage, which is absolute obscene money. It's absolute crazy money, and obviously you could probably say it's basically the Super League but in disguise. The amount of money, and we're losing on it. We're not gonna get revenue, and teams that are ahead of us like Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, they're gonna get that money, and we're not. So, I mean, it's just, you know what, I just realized this. All the big five are in the Champions League, and where are we? We're not even in Europe. It just shows how far behind we are, you know. And forget even the big five. We're not even where Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Brighton are. Just imagine that, you know. So I don't know. That's my expectations, but you know, I mean, it's just I don't know. We need to see obviously of these in these next few weeks anyway. So, but yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's technically the end of the show, unless you wanna hear the other segment of Pure Waff. But yeah, take care, guys. See you in the next one. So yeah, for those that are still here, why I haven't been active on YouTube? I mean, I've just been busy. I mean, a lot has happened. Obviously with college and not having the balanced timetable to have college and obviously juggle with YouTube and everything else. But I mean, what last time I recorded was in January, which is what 5 months. So a pretty long time, you know. But I did say about renovate. Obviously, I was talking about uh, before I was in my living room. Now I'm obviously in my room, as you can see, and as you can see with how I've improved my YouTube. Still a newbie, but still improving as a YouTuber anyway. But it's early days. But I'm back on YouTube, and it's great. And obviously I'm glad I'm obviously back for the before obviously pre-season, which obviously I did wanted to talk about. I'll be doing my first ever watch along on the channel against Leeds. So really excited for that. Tune in for that. And yeah, that's it. That's just that's why I haven't been on YouTube for a while. But yeah, that's it. What else? What's that one? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, one more thing as well. I do have a video that don't know when it's gonna be uploaded, but a keep so bench Manchester United player. So check out for that. Take care. See you on the next one.